What is going on, boys? Welcome back to another video, and today I will be going over the ultimate Hypixel Skyblock progression guide. Now, I've never really done a progression guide before, but this is all going to be based off of the completion bot. And if you guys don't know what the completion bot is, you can join my Discord, which is linked in the description. Go to the bot commands channel, type /completion, and you can find out how completed you are with the game. The completion bot is basically everything, and it continues to get updated. I use it a lot. That's how I judge my progress in the game. I don't really care about skill average anymore. Don't really care about overflow XP. I care about game completion. So first thing I want to say before I actually get into the guide itself, take this guide with a grain of salt. All of it will be is what you should max. Keep in mind max, not start maxing, but max compared to other skills that you should max. This guide doesn't really apply to anyone early game. This guide is more for the mid game players that are kind of stuck and don't know where to go, or the end game players that are just lazy and like what they should actually do when, and the people who are unsure of what to grind next. So here's the list of progression in my opinion. Also, this guide takes a back seat to whatever mayor is in office. If Aatrox is in office, you should be doing Slayers no matter what. If it's Marina in office, you should be fishing no matter what. If it's Cole in office, you should be mining no matter what, etc, etc, etc. Unless you have everything in that mayor maxed. So first of all, let's get into the passive things, the things you should never worry about specifically grinding itself until you have everything else done. Dungeon journals, you will get those gradually from doing dungeons. There's no need to specifically focus on those. As long as you're just picking up paper, you're right clicking it while you're doing dungeon runs, you will eventually get that done. Social XP. Social XP is just something where you can AFK on someone else's island every time you go offline, or you can AFK on your own island and you can just get people to visit you. That's not really something you can actively grind, unfortunately. Taming XP. This one should be self-explanatory. As you level up pets, your Taming XP goes up, but you shouldn't be like leveling up multiple pets of the same tier just to try to get Taming XP up. Like, it'll just come as you play the game. Rune crafting XP, obviously this is a completely cosmetic skill. There's no need to focus on this one. This one will happen gradually. Rock milestones, as you're going for mining 60, as you're going for max heart of the mountain, as you're going for everything else, gemstone mining for money, anything, you're going to get rock milestones done. Rock isn't really a meta pet, so there's no need to rush this. This is just something you will get done passively. Carpentry, with the alpha updates coming, Carpentry actually is getting health for every single level. However, there's no real use for it in the game, and you will just gradually level this up as you go. Enchanting XP, I have Enchanting XP as a passive just because you should be doing your daily experimentation table every single day, and that's the only time you ever need to spend grinding enchanting. It's really easy. I have almost 300 million overflow, or I might have over 300 million overflow enchanting XP just from doing experimentation table every day. It also really helps to level up pets. Dolphin Milestones, once again, Dolphin isn't really meta anymore. There's no reason to rush this pet. This will just happen as you go for fishing 60 and as you fish for marina events. Wither and Undead shops, obviously you should be upgrading things in your Wither and Undead shops as you get essence, but this essence just comes from runs. Do not spend money on essence. I know essence will drop with the alpha updates, so you could theoretically spend money on essence, but it doesn't really make that big of a difference, and it's something that should just happen passively. Combat XP, this one is probably the most controversial passive skill I have on here. The reason why I have Combat XP as a passive skill is because there are so many things that involve killing mobs and combat in the game that you will upgrade Combat XP way faster than you will upgrade anything else without having to specifically grind for it. Should you grind Ghosts to level up Combat XP? No. Should you grind Ghosts for money and to level up your G-Drag? Sure. But between doing Enderman 9, Zombie 9, Spider 9, Sven 9, Blaze 9, Diana, dungeons, all these combat oriented things, you will passively get combat 60. It'll be more efficient for you in the long run to not actively go after combat XP. And then the last thing I have on the passive list is the pulse ring. As long as you have an NT Thunder bottle on you at all times, this should gradually come along. You shouldn't have to spend money to buy it at the end. It should be pretty easy. Getting into the completion items itself, we're going to start with all collections unlocked. This is an early game thing, but if you are mid game and you don't have all the collections unlocked, I don't know what you're doing. The next thing you should obviously have done is Fairy Souls. Easy stats, get them done. They're super easy. You do not have to have the Grotto one done because that one takes hours at a time. I'm pretty sure now that you can have this type of gear, it's actually faster. But once again, you should just have all the upgrades max. The harp should obviously be easy. It's an easy talisman. It is on completion bot. You get free intelligence for it. You can also do the island harp if you want to. That one takes a little bit longer, but it doesn't take that long to max. The Campfire Quest. Campfire Quest doesn't take very long if you're a mid to late game player. It's a free talisman. Get this one done. Race completions. Honestly, you could do race completions whenever you want to. They don't have to be done right now, but it's free Wither Essence and it doesn't take very long. It may take you 2 to 3 hours to max all the races. Just get it done. All collections max. Now, you can like kind of passively level collections with your minions, but you should have all the collections max at this point before you really start grinding for anything, because you want to be able to craft everything. It is very annoying to want an item and not be able to craft it because you don't have the requirements unlocked. Get most minions done. You want as many minion slots as possible. Obviously, minions are some of the most powerful AFK resources, AFK money things in the game. So the more you have, the better off you are. This includes minion upgrades. This includes everything to do with minions except for the Slayer minions, because Slayer minions are extremely expensive and I wouldn't recommend having those down ever, except for my Inferno minion setup that I have down right now, because those are pretty cheap. But in general, stay away from maxing Slayer minions until you have lots and lots of money to blow. Get most talismans done. You could ignore the ones over 100 mil for now, but you want pretty much most talismans because you're going to need a lot more damage as you progress further and further into the game. Obviously, you're going to want to get all talismans eventually, but you can just focus on the main ones for right now. The next thing to grind is going to be Heart of the Mountain 7. Heart of the Mountain 7 is most important because the first skill you want to get to max is mining, purely because of gemstone mining, and it'll allow you to get more money. It'll allow you to have a consistent money making method, and therefore it'll make every single grind to every other skill easier. I recommend this to everybody. I don't know what skill to grind mining, because if you're endgame in mining, you can become endgame in any other skill super easily just because you'll have the money from mining. The next thing I think you should max is Alchemy XP to Alchemy 60. For when Alchemy 60 comes out. Alchemy is super easy to do. You just buy a bunch of enchanted cane and you get yourself to Alchemy 60. It'll also help you with your god pots. You can level up your parrot so that you get even more god pot time, and it's just a really easy skill to max. It'll get you more intelligence. Get Alchemy 60. At this point, you should probably max your talisman collection or get it as close to max as you can, because you're going to need all these talismans for damage and for purely their own buff when you're doing everything else. Specifically, the next thing on this list is E-Man 9, so you want to make sure you get yourself an Ender Relic just so it makes E-Man 9 way easier. And like I said, the next one on the list is E-Man 9. Obviously, you should be doing all these with Aatrox if you can, but this is when you specifically sit down and grind E-Man 9 without Aatrox, because you want to drop a core, you want all those easy money RNG drops. If you don't drop a core, that is an F in the chat, but even so, all the bonuses from getting E-Man 9 are well worth getting E-Man 9. So this should be the first Slayer you max if you don't have any other Slayer max, just because of the benefits of doing the Slayer. The next thing on the list, and honestly, for me, I put this on the list very high because I'm not even Cata 50, but the next one is Cata 50 because I think that the bonuses that it yields you are just way too high to ignore. I personally hate dungeons, that's why I put off Cata 50 for so long. But it's hard to ignore like the ancient bonus, the wither bonus, the amount of RNG drops you can get in dungeons itself. It's just all around a good skill to have max. After Cata 50, you should go for the 3 main Slayers at 9, Zombie, Sven, and Spider. You can do Zombie during Derpy with trading, and then Spider and Sven's you can just do on your own. Those shouldn't take very long with loot share and trading bosses. It doesn't take very long to get those to 9. Those should be pretty much a breeze. From this point on, whenever it's Aatrox, you should be doing Blaze, but I don't think there's a specific time you need to grind Blaze to 9 just because the drops aren't really worth a ton. Like, you make pretty good money, but it's pretty end game, and you just, it's not a required Slayer, but if it is Aatrox, get her done. Obviously, you should be doing mythological kills when Diana is America's 10k mythological kills take a while. Diana also makes you a lot of money, chance of dropping Chimera. Diana is just basically a great mare in general. Please do the mythological ritual. At this point, I was going to put Fishing 60, but then I realized that if you're going for Fishing 60 on Crimson Isle, you're going to want to be able to fish up Thunder and Jabez purely because of the money they make, as well as the amount of XP you get from just fishing them up. So you want to get Bronze trophy fish done and you want to get silver trophy fish done, this might take a while, but it will be worth it in the long run. Obviously, after that, get yourself to fishing 60. Do it during Marina up until this point. Once you can Crimson Isle fish, you can go from 36 to 60 with Marina in one Marina mare. With alpha changes coming, this might slow down a little bit just because they are nerfing fishing a tiny bit. But I still think fishing 60 will be a very easy skill to get to max once you're in Crimson Isle anyway. At this point, the rest of this stuff you can kind of do at your own leisure, but here's how I would recommend doing it. Get your farming level cap done, get your farming drop boost done, get farming 60, get foraging 60, get your slayer minions done, max out your power stones. You could do power stones a little bit earlier if you wanted to, but most power stones you don't really need. But if you want to get them done, get them done. Get all your achievements done. At this point, it should be a breeze for you. Gold and diamond trophy fish, get those done. Get all pets to level 100 at the legendary variant, as well as a level 200 G-Drag, because that just helps a ton. You might want to do G-Drag before you even get to cat of 50, but in terms of getting all pets maxed, you can do this way later. Get your personal bank to palatial so you can start storing the millions and millions of coins you'll be getting at this point just from doing all these different items. Get your black belt done. You could get this done earlier if you want to. It's just not required, so I have it all the way back here. Get 1k runs on every single floor. By the time you're cat of 50, I don't think you'll have 1k runs on every single floor unless you did it very inefficiently. So this is the point where you should probably go and get all those diamond heads. You can sell them if you want to, or you can keep them in case you ever want to grind those floors again. You could get Abaphone contacts done here. It is pretty expensive and it's not required at all. That's why I have it all the way down here. Max your gemstone powder at 23 mil. This will also max mithril powder. This is not required at all. I do think you should get your gemstone powder maxed at like 11.4 mil, not max, but at 11.4 mil, so you could do the 11 tick mining if you really want to make mining even more efficient. But you don't have to max it at 23 mil until way later. The second to last thing I have is Reaper Peppers, just because it's like 1 billion coins for +5 health. You really need +5 health. And then the last thing I have on here is class average 50, because it doesn't really matter, but for completion, you do have to get it done. So, if you guys do have any questions or want to use Completion Bot, make sure to join the Discord. I stream every single day at 7 p.m. CST. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this guide and want to see more stuff or want to see me go more in depth on things like this. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one.